Faith over fear. Faith over fear. You're listening to Faith Over Fear. And thank you so much for joining us today. We are delighted, happy, glad, jumping up and down that you are part of our conversation, that you are part of our family as we talk about faith over fear. Hello, I'm Dr. Mable Springfield Scott. I am an author, a poet, and a radio personality. On radio, you probably know me as Mable, your princess of poetry and praise. And today I have several things that I've been jotting down as notes and writing about and thinking about as I've thought and gone back in my past and tried to remember some of the ups and downs and all around time hill valley experiences that I've been through. So today I'm going to share with you a couple of things that I just jotted down in poetry form, and then some other things that I just wrote down as some notes. And I think that some of you may be able to understand where I'm coming from. Have you ever been in a situation and thought, how in the world did I get here? How did this happen? What in the world is going on? Why am I having to deal with this craziness? What's happening? I didn't cause this problem. Why me, Lord? Why me? Why am I going through this? Have you ever felt like that? Sometimes when everything is just going great, and you look forward as you drive home to an enjoyable evening of comfort, rest, and relaxation, and even before you get home, something interrupts you, something unexpected, something just out of the blue that you didn't even think would be coming toward you, just slaps you across the face like some cold water and just knocks you in a stupor, and you just end up saying, what is going on? How am I going to handle this? Oh my goodness. I know you've gone through this too. And sometimes as you drive on and you think and you try to figure out, how am I going to get through this one? All of those pleasant thoughts that you had in your present mind just explode into challenging, fretful experiences because you're moving from that pleasant state to something else. You're moving from that calm to crunching, and from that laid back to lopsided, and from those smiles to snarls, and from mild to mad. Life can really take you on a ride. I mean, a ride out of this world that you never chose to get on. Life can put you in a bind and have you just tangled up, tied up, torn up, not knowing how in the world am I going to get out of this straitjacket. You can get on a so-called carousel or Ferris wheel and end up flying way high in the sky, trying to hold your seatbelt and your little tummy, doing somersaults and flips and dips and ups and downs and all around. Life is good, but life can be bad and brazen and bold, and sometimes enough is enough to just throw you into a world you never thought about even trying to explore. A world so wacky and whirling around in circles until you can't even think about trying to escape into an even deeper episode of evolving emptiness that pains the very inside of your heart, mind, and soul, being blown into a situation that goes nowhere with no end in sight. Have you felt like this before, where it's almost like you're having a bad dream mixed up with nightmares that tangle you up in weird horror stories, scary movies from another planet, and all you can do is reach out for an answer of deliverance from this diabolical, ooh-wee. It's just hard, and you want to scream, and you want to just say, help, help, I need help. Oh, Lord, please come down. Please come down. Help, help. When I think about all these different things and I think about these wilderness experiences, I said, wow, what do we do? How do we make it? How do we get from point A to point B? How do we even think about getting to where we're supposed to be? It's difficult. And when I think about these things, one of my ways of doing my own self-therapy is through poetry. And that's why I'm your poetry and praise princess, because through self-poetry, I am able to do self-therapy through self-poetry by Mable, your princess of poetry and praise. And after thinking about those thoughts that I just shared with you, I ended up writing this poem as I thought about, as I always think about, faith over fear. Faith over fear. Faith over fear. This wacky, lopsided weather has me twirling and I'm sick. Mother Nature and Old Man Winter, you have put us in a trick. We run to the grocery for bread, chips, and milk. Up and down temps afford no time for satin or silk. We gotta bring out the wool and super heavy stuff that's warm, 'cause over and over and over again, we get hit with a storm. You're talking about unpredictable and really zany high winds, deep snow, slippery ice, and rainy. Don't try to coordinate a very special event or affair. Planning a soiree way in advance, honey. Don't you dare. This is a never know weather. It's hit or miss. We can't just jump out there speculating with a risk. Mother Nature and Old Man Winter have set us straight. 'Cause for too long, we mortals thought we were really, really great. We intellectuals thought we were smart and fast as a blink, but it takes an extraordinary genius like Einstein to really think. We have gotten dependent upon technology and all that stuff. If we are not connected online, we act lost or gruff. Computers and video games, robots and cell phones, love that mouse, search engines, apps, and tones. It's not nice to ignore Mother Nature and Old Man Winter, for they'll spill out weather that will really rip, rock, and roar. The scenic beauty, flowers, trees, birds, and bees were made to appreciate as we bow to God on our knees. The dawn, sunset, horizon, and stars should grab our attention, not flashy cars. We must smell the roses and rejoice outdoors versus being hermits in brick buildings and malls and stores. God's glory was given in the Garden of Eden to enjoy. Human reflections, not inanimate machine or toy. Life, living creatures that walk, talk, and love, handmade by God and touched from above. Meteorologists and prognosticators, they can't always tell if the weather will be wacky or if it will be well. We can't figure out what God chooses to do, and then we should just accept what God allows and when. So stop grumbling about the weather every day. Glow in the sunshine and absorb every ray. Breathe God's fresh, fragrant breeze as a gift. Bask in His sunshine to provide that needed lift. Folks, don't worry if it's hot, warm, cool, or cold. Give God your entire, complete heart, mind, and soul. Debating takes too much wasted time. Mute that weather response and just please unwind. It's yours, folks, just for asking, my loved one, my dear. Please continue to say, it's faith over fear. Faith over fear. Faith over fear. And when I thought about faith over fear and the poem that I had just written, I saw a quote by Anne Frank that really caught my attention because she helped to describe the cold, hard, difficult challenge that I was going through, but how I knew that through peace and serenity through God, that I could see my way through. Anne Frank wrote many years before I was born, and I quote, "I see the world being slowly transformed into a wilderness. I hear the approaching thunder that one day will destroy us too. I feel the suffering of millions, and yet when I look up at the sky, I somehow feel that everything will change for the better, that this cruelty too shall end, that peace and tranquility will return once more." A beautiful quote by Anne Frank. Then I found something by George Michael. "You'll never find peace of mind until you listen to your heart." Ralph Waldo Emerson, "Nobody can bring you peace but yourself." Singer Marvin Gaye, "If you cannot find peace within yourself, you will never find it anywhere else." Here's something that was anonymously written. "Tranquility is a choice. So is anxiety. The entire world around us may be in turmoil, but if we want to be peaceful within, we can. That's what we have to do. Be peaceful within, because we can do that." Donna Cameron wrote, "It's all about finding the calm in the storm." Finding the calm in the storm. And I love this one because I love to go out on the water, on the rivers, on the lakes, to the beach. Tranquility is a beach state of mind. Tranquility is a beach state of mind. We must stop wasting time and wondering and complaining about these difficult challenges and hassles and hurdles and problems and encounters that we go through on a day-to-day basis. This is all part of life. And as we grow and mature, we learn that we can find answers by depending entirely on God instead of trying to depend on self. Because when we try to take care of these problems, all we do is just make things worse. But when we put them in the hands of the man who calmed the waters and who calmed the seas, those hands by God, those hands by God, those hands by God who shaped and molded us can shape and mold any situation that we're going through. We can't make crucial decisions that really fall under the dictates of God. We must stop wasting our time wondering and complaining about things beyond our control. We are mere mortals. We need to stop trying to do things beyond our little short hands. Our hands are just too short to take care of them and too small. We are not Hercules. We are not one.